Have you ever felt like you are on the outside looking in when it comes to office politics, wondering how you're going to participate without compromising your values? Well, rise and shine leaders, this is Glen, Guyton, keynote speaker and workplace trainer. It's time for our executive coffee break. I've got my beverage today. I'm drinking orange juice in hand. I hope you have yours too. They say you can't choose your family, but you can choose your workplace culture and your beverage. Again, orange juice in a little bit of a different environment today, so bear with me. Leadership matters, so you might as well get good at it. Well, today we are going to talk about office politics. I've talked a little bit about politics, and now I'm going to talk about office politics because office politics is something that we all have to deal with at one time or another in our career. So, how do you navigate it? Now, there are a number of ways to navigate office politics, but how do you navigate office politics with integrity? That's what I want to talk about today. How do you navigate office politics with integrity? And I'm going to give you a few tips today, 5 to be exact, and maybe tell you a couple of stories. But number one, as we think about office politics, I want you to understand the landscape. So, first, understanding the political landscape of your workplace is crucial. That's your culture, right? How things are done, how business is handled. Recognize who holds the power in your office. Think about the informal networks and how decisions are really made. Now, there are a number of ways that decisions are made, but how are decisions really made in your office? I want you to approach this with a mindset of curiosity and learning rather than judgment. And remember, knowledge is power. So, how you use that power will determine your integrity. The first part of it is just learning. And I've worked in a number of different organizations. I've been at different levels in organizations, and I've been at the top. And the politics actually get tougher the higher you rise in an organization. Remember that. You think you're dealing with politics at the lower levels, but the politics really get intense once you are trying to get a promotion, once you are moving into higher levels of leadership, and that's when you really have to start working at your integrity, thinking about your integrity. The higher you up you get in an organization, and I've been in organizations where I've been the boss, and there were other powers that be that were at work, other powers that were leading and guiding the organization. And so there are a few things that you can do, but especially if you are part of a marginalized group, if you are a person of color, if you are a woman, sometimes you may not be part of that inner circle where the decisions are actually getting made. You remember that line from Hamilton? Did you see Alexander Hamilton said, no one was in the room when it happened, the room when it happened, the room where it happened. No, they said no one knows how the sausage gets made, right? So, and sometimes you don't, but your job is to learn that. That's step number one. Understand the landscape and learn how decisions are made in your organization. Number two, build diverse relationship. Now, this is where cultural competency plays a vital role. Okay, build diverse relationships, build genuine relationships across different groups and across different levels within the organization. This will not only broaden your perspective, but it will also help dismantle the barriers that exclude underrepresented groups at times, and that those times when people are excluded from conversations. So what you want to do is start to build bridges where gaps exist. And once you start building relationships with diverse groups, it really just strengthens your ability to navigate the workplace. It allows for more creativity. You get to be aware of all of the blind spots in the office. And so you broaden your knowledge with these diverse relationships. Again, it's with different types of people that are at your level, maybe it's different departments. Uh, you're learning different aspects of the business. You know, you're learning from people higher than you, and you're learning from people that are below you. So get yourself a mentor and mentor someone else. These are ways that you can build diverse relationships. Build relationships with people that may be younger than you in the office. Find out what they're thinking. See what's on the horizon for them. It will help you get ahead. Number three, practice active listening. And we all know about this, right? Active listening. Active listening is a powerful tool in navigating office politics. You know, sometimes it's just better not to say so much, and it's better to listen. It allows you to understand the underlying concerns and motivations of others, fostering an environment of trust and respect. Now, this skill is particularly important in recognizing and valuing the contributions of those from different backgrounds, because you want to make sure that everyone feels heard and is included. Be a good listener. Talk less. We can do Hamilton all day here. Talk less. You know, talk less. Listen, and you'll people will talk to you. People will open up to you. You will find out what's going on. Sometimes just be a fly on the wall. You don't always have to be the one with the most knowledge if you want to navigate the politics at work. Number four, this is a big one. Lead with transparency and authenticity. Being transparent about your actions and decisions will help to uh, demystify office politics for everyone. It sets a standard for integrity and ethical behavior. And authentic leadership also means being open about your own learning journey in cultural competency and inclusion, inspiring others to follow suit. So, leading with transparency and authenticity. Sometimes it just means following the rules. Uh, if we go back to my first point, number one, I talked about um, understanding the landscape. Well, sometimes the landscape is about making exceptions and bending the rules for just a few people in the office. But authentic leaders make sure that we are being fair with the rules. We're being fair, we're being equitable with the rules, and the rules are there for a reason. The guidelines are there for a reason. It shouldn't be a secret set of rules and a secret set of procedures for other people. Now, if you're in the sports world, maybe they are. If you are the star quarterback or the star pitcher, there's a different set of rules for those people versus those that are on, you know, a season to season contract. The big stars get better attention. Should it be like that in the workplace? That's my question. Should it be like that in the workplace, in an office? Should there be different rules for different people? Or do we have corporate policies, we have organizational policies for a reason to protect people? Especially as we start thinking about, again, underrepresented groups in leadership, how do we ensure that the playing field is equal and then sometimes equitable? You know, how do we ensure that we have equal access to information, to people, to resources in order to do our job effectively? That's part of politics, is figuring all those things out. And number five, we're talking about how do you navigate office politics with integrity, right? How do you do it with integrity? So number five is advocate for inclusive policies. Be an advocate. Be an ally. Help someone. Use your influence uh, to advocate for policies and practices that promote inclusion and healthy office politics. The politics will be there, but we want to do these politics with integrity. You know, you have to play the game. We're not talking about eradicating all of the things that you have to do. You know, people that work harder, I think, deserve to get ahead. But we want to make sure again that we have some balance in these things. So as we think about inclusive policies, what can you do? This could mean advocating for mentorship programs, ensuring that there's diverse representation in decision making bodies. Again, you can turn to your employee resource groups. That's a good source of information for you in doing this. Make sure you create channels for open dialogue about office dynamics. You know, how are you getting feedback about what's going on in the office? Are you reviewing your policies? Have things in place to do that. So now doing this will not only advance your career, but also contribute to a culture where everyone can succeed. And sometimes people in the office place are like they feel like everyone is a threat. Now I don't know what kind of office politics you have going on. Again, I've played office politics a certain way. I've One of the things I decided to do was to know the rules. So going back to number one, knowing the landscape is to know the rules of the game, ensure that I know those rules better than anyone else, so that I could be effective. But the other thing is that I've always wanted to give back to other people in the office, to younger people, to mentor women, younger people. Uh, that's really been a principle of mine. And one time someone said to me, "Hey, Glenn, you better be careful. This person's going to replace you." And I said, "Hey, I don't worry about that. I don't worry about someone replacing me because the things that I do, I'm getting better. I learn more as I interact with more people, as I train and teach people, and that allows me to be elevated to another level. And it also allows me to build relationships with people, up and coming people. So part of the game is, I think, generosity. We want to be generous to other people, and I think that will help us. That's just my philosophy of life. You can be more cutthroat if you want, but I believe in helping people along the way. I think that's how we lead these things, how we navigate office politics with integrity. So this week, your challenge, if you choose to accept it, I challenge you to apply one of these tips in your workplace. Notice the shifts in your interactions and the broader office dynamics. Remember, change starts with us, and it's going to take some time to do this, to navigate the office politics. You don't just jump into this and just do it right away, but start this week. Start Number one, understanding the landscape, learn something. Number two, build diverse relationships, and these need to be authentic relationships. Don't just say, "Hey, Joe, I'm just gonna be your friend now." No, you have to build up into relationships. Maybe taking someone out to lunch, buy them some coffee. Practice active listening. Listen more than you talk this week. Lead with transparency and authenticity. So when you start making decisions, just be transparent. Be yourself. It'll be so freeing. I promise you, it'll be so freeing. You don't have to worry about if you misled someone, or if you lied, or if you stretched the truth. You don't have to worry about that. Just be authentic and transparent. Say, "Hey, these are the decisions that we're making, and this is why." And then you can just sleep easy at night. And number five, advocate for inclusive policies. Help some other people out, bring people in. That's my challenge for you this week. Take one of those principles and start to execute it in your leadership journey. So, as we close, friends, let's not forget the strength and perseverance that it takes to lead with empathy and inclusivity. Better leaders get better results. So, to every one of you leading the charge for a more supportive and engaging workplace, I leave you with this: stay bold, stay inspired, and remember that your actions today shape the culture of tomorrow. I'm Glen Guyton. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.